4s, it's Mrs. Aslava here. I am going to be hitting you with some social studies stuff today. So before we left school, when everything was just regular in the classroom, we were going under desks to look for petroglyphs and pictographs that had been hidden in the caves or around the classroom. And we were looking at those petroglyphs, trying to figure out what it told us about the life of the First Nations people. It told us about some of their traditions and what they did. Now, I've got to tell you, my very most favorite project to do in grade 4 was coming up like the next week or the week after. And so now I'm like thinking as a teacher, I'm like, do I throw that all away just because we're doing distance learning? So my thought was no. We are gonna give it a try today, guys. That means that things are gonna look a little different for our learning. We're gonna flip it from a pen and paper or a computer and typing, and we are gonna take it into the kitchen. That's right, the kitchen. Because I am going to give you a recipe where we are going to create our very own salt dough clay so that we can make our own petroglyphs to share our own stories about our lives. So, come with me and we are gonna head on this adventure together. You are gonna need a large bowl, a mixing spoon, measuring cups, flour, salt, and water. First add 4 cups of flour into your bowl. Next add 1.5 cups of salt. Lastly, add 1.5 cups of water. Mix the dough together with a spoon, or roll up your sleeves and mix it with your hands. You now have a big ball of salt dough, and you only need about 1/4 of it. So put the rest of it inside a container or a bag so it doesn't dry out. Now your goal is to try and flatten that small piece of dough into a flat pancake. It should be about the size of your hand when it's all stretched out. Grab a tool like a toothpick to help you carve your design into the salt dough. Remember, your design needs to be quite simple. They didn't use very detailed drawings because they're carving into rock, kind of like you're doing right now into dough. Also, you'll want to make sure that your lines are deep and that they're indented into the dough, so when it dries, you'll still be able to see it. Set your petroglyph somewhere to dry for the next couple of days. Feel free to do what you'd like with the extra dough. It is up to you if you'd want to create something. If it dries out, you can add a little bit of water to it, just to bring it back to life. The story of the present times. My symbol is the great citizens of Sudan. My symbol represents my country fighting for peace. In central Edmonton, there will be a bunch of Sudanese people protesting there. One elder stands on a huge rock and inspires the others to fight back. Who are we? Sudanese. What do we want? Peace.